Here's a question. How do you get better at math? You practice. How do I get really good at math? You practice. How can I become great at math? You practice. Practice, practice, practice. Today we're going to look at order of operations. Here's a little something I like to remember. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Another one that's good is PEMDAS. PEMDAS, PEMDAS. Just remember, PEMDAS. Now, as soon as the test starts, if I'm having a test on order of operations, I write this down. P underneath it, and E underneath that, M, D, and underneath that, AS. PEMDAS. Okay? P stands for parentheses, E for exponents, MD for multiply, divide, AS for add, subtract. Okay, here we go. Order of operations. Like I said, I like to remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. PEMDAS. After the test begins, I write this somewhere on my test on scrap paper, but I wait till after the test begins. And I remember that they stand for parentheses, E for exponents, MD for multiply, divide, AS for add, subtract. We're going to take a look at these problems today. Let's take a look at this one. So I want to find my parentheses. Here's one. There aren't any others. 5 plus 3 equals 8. And I'll bring the rest of my problem down. Okay. 8 minus 7 plus 14. What do I do first? Well, let's see. We took care of the parentheses. There aren't any exponents. There's no multiplication, no division. So I have addition and subtraction. And remember, P, E, M, D, A, S. Okay? And they're in sections. So I do each section. All right, we did these. Did that. There aren't any of these, and I have AS, add, subtract. The reason this is in its section, because it doesn't matter which one I do first, because I have to go from left to right. So this one, and then this one. So let's take a look. 8 minus 7 equals 1. I bring the rest of my problem down. So I have 1 plus 14. That equals 15. My answer is 15. Let's take a look at this one. So we have parentheses. Here they are. Let's take care of business. 14 plus 6 equals 20. And now I'll bring the rest of my problem down. Minus, oh, look at this. This is an exponent. We'll take care of that in a second. And we do it like that. Okay. I want to make sure that I wrote it down correctly. And I did. That's good. That helps. So here's the exponent, because we took care of the parentheses, and now we're on exponents. So 2 squared. So that's 4. And I'll bring the rest of my problem down. And here it is. This might seem a little boring, but this way I get the correct answer. All right, what do I have left? Multiplication, division. I see multiplication right here. And that's all there is for that. So what's 7 times 4? 28. And yes, I will bring the rest of my problem down. Some of you can do it in your heads. Some of you can't. Either way, I'm going to bring it down. So what do I have left? Addition and subtraction. And when I have addition and subtraction, I go from left to right. So let's see what I have here. 3 plus 28 equals 31. 31 minus 20 equals 11. The correct answer is 11. Let's take a look over here. Do I have any parentheses? No. Any exponents? No. But I do have multiplication and division. And remember, P, E, M, D, A, S. And they're in sections. Because what matters when they're in sections is that I do it from left to right. So what do we have? Division and multiplication, okay? That's over here. I don't do the multiplication first. I do it from left to right. Otherwise, I'll have a different answer, and it will not be correct. 21 divided by 3 equals 7. I bring the rest of my problem down. 7 times 5 equals 35. By following the order of operations, I have the correct answer. Let's take a look at this one. I don't have any parentheses. I have an exponent. And here it is. So 3 squared, that equals 3 times 3, which equals 9. So 9 minus 2 plus 7 times 6. I bring the rest of my problem down. All right, we took care of the parentheses, the exponents. Do we have any multiplication division? Right here. So let's do it. 7 times 6 equals 42. I'll bring the rest of my problem down. Okay, there's my equal sign. All right, what do I have left? I have subtraction and addition. Good. So that's in this section right here, the add subtract. And I do it from left to right, just like when we read. So 9 minus 2 equals 7. I kind of jumped the gun there. 9 minus 2 equals 7. 7 plus 42 equals 49. And there you have it. All right. All right, let's take a look at this one. We're looking at order of operations, okay? So let's see. The P stands for parentheses. Do I have any parentheses? Yes. I have parentheses here and here. So 2 plus 3 equals 5. Okay? Over here I have 2 squared plus 5 times 4. So 2 squared is 4. And I'll write down the rest over here so I don't get mixed up. 5 times 4 is 20. I bring down the rest of the problem. 4 plus 20 equals 24. Okay? So instead of like zigging and zagging and all that stuff, I'm going to bring the rest of my problem down. And I'll take my time. So there's a minus sign, a 5, a times sign, a 7, an addition sign, and there's the 5. And I'll double check it. I have a 5, a plus, a 7, times a 5, a minus, and that's 24. Perfect. So now what do? I follow order of operations. So there aren't any parentheses, there aren't any exponents, but there is a multiplication. Okay, so here's a multiplication right here. 7 times 5 is 35. And then I bring down the rest of my problem. Make sure I did it correctly. It looks good. Okay. So now, I don't have any parentheses. I don't have any exponents. There's not any more multiplication or division. So I have addition and subtraction. So which one is first? Well, since they're both on the same category, remember, PEMDAS. This section, that section, this section, that section. Now we're on this section, okay? So when they're the same section, we just read left to right. So we're going this way. So 5 plus 35 is 40. 40 minus 24. Okay, and we have to have our little equal signs. Very important. All right, 40 minus 24. Does anybody know what that is off the top of their head? I think I heard somebody say 16. And that is correct. And that is the answer. Just follow the order of operations, okay? Order of operations. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. This one's really good too. PEMDAS, okay? Write this on the side of your paper, on scrap paper, and write it like this, with the P, the E, the MD, AS, okay? And remember, the P stands for parentheses, E is for exponents, MD, multiply, divide, add, subtract. Write it down on your test or on your scrap paper. Write this down, okay? But wait for the test to start. Don't write it before the test.